Alright, good, he's not here. I know this is the Green Lantern's review, but I wanted to get here first because I got something to say. What's the deal with all these superhero movies? I mean, Batman gets one, Superman gets one, and now the Green Lantern too? Where's the Flash's movie? I'm the guy that everyone wants to see, not that beat cop Hal. And Bruce, he doesn't even have any superpowers, and he gets 6? The guy's as dull as a rock. How does he get 6? What, does he finance everything himself? All I'm saying is share the wealth. Oh, someone's coming. I gotta go. Where'd this come from? That's better. Okay, time for Green Lantern! Now, I'm a huge fan of Green Lantern. 1, green is my favorite color. 2, his powers are limited only by his mind. And 3, the idea that you could overcome any obstacle with the power of imagination is very interesting to me. So for this superhero, I'm a pretty big fan. If you remember from my X-Men review, I said that fanboys are the hardest to please, and this time, I was not pleased. The movie basically starts out with Green Lantern Uncensored and his fight with Parallax, a huge creature that destroys worlds. The effects for Uncensored were amazing, and more so with Parallax. He really looked like a threatening combatant, and when I saw them fighting, I had high hopes for the movie. Once it got to Hal Jordan, the movie kind of slowed to a halt. Throughout the whole movie, I couldn't take the character seriously because Ryan Reynolds was being such a goofball. He just isn't believable or relatable, but then I thought, that's all gotta change once he becomes the Green Lantern. But it didn't. The movie took too long to get going because it spent most of the time explaining his character's romantic relationship, rather than focusing on the Green Lantern and the Lantern Corps. Even when he was the Green Lantern, for some reason the story still focused on his love interest, and it was getting to a point where I as an audience member was like, man, more with the female pilot? Isn't this movie about Hal as the Green Lantern and not Hal as the charming but fickle boyfriend? I didn't come to watch The Proposal, and that's what it felt like we were getting. It seems like because Ryan Reynolds was in it, they needed to have those Ryan Reynolds-y moments, and they just came off as out of place, and to that effect, it pulls the audience member out of the story. You're Green Lantern, do some Green Lantern stuff. It feels like you're just doing nothing. And I know that at the beginning of his career as the Green Lantern, Hal feels unconvinced and quits the Corps. That's fine. But right after he quits, he goes to talk to the female pilot and shows off his powers. What? You want to quit the Corps but still flaunt the ring? You don't get to keep the perks from the job you just quit? Hey guys, I quit, but I'm keeping the free dental and health care. It's mine. Employee benefits are for employees only. To make matters worse, he forms her this necklace to wear with the power of his ring, which makes no sense because she can't keep the damn thing. It's like if I won the lottery and then rented that car that you've always wanted and then just drove it around in front of you. And I've seen this scene before, and I know some of you have too. It's from Aladdin. The whole guy gets superpowers, guy wants to show him off to his love interest. You know, the whole, I can show you the world, shining, shimmering splendor. This scene doesn't need to be in the movie. They're taking up too much time. Do they really think our attention needs to be focused on this relationship, rather than that creature destroying planets? I don't know about you, but I'd much rather see this than this. Hell, I'd watch a whole movie about this guy. With that being said, let's move on to the fight scenes. The guy with the big head, he looks like a heavy hitter. Not for Hal. He knocks him over, then Parallax eats him. The scene lasts about 3 minutes. Okay, Parallax then. He looks tough. Sinestro sent an army of his finest lanterns to fight him, and they died in seconds. They're gonna need a bigger army, right? Wrong. Hal, being part of the Corps for what seemed like a week, beat him alone in about 5 minutes at most. Okay, that's a little disappointing. What about Sinestro? You know he's evil. Sinister takes up 90% of his name. He's like a main villain. He's gotta be a good... You never see it. Guy with weird head dies too quick. Parallax dies too quick. Sinestro never fights. How can a movie honestly get away with that? It's like they spent too much time building up who Hal is to his friends, and then they didn't have enough time to give us a truly climactic ending. The boss battle seemed surprisingly low-key for such an important character as Parallax, and it just seemed too easy for Hal to beat him. He didn't need any help. Well, why would he? We know next to nothing about the other Green Lanterns. The posters alone are a lie. After watching the movie, can anybody tell me anything significant about the fish guy? Not enough to put him on a poster, I bet. And these other Green Lanterns, get used to them staying where they are, because they're not moving. Because the story didn't care enough to delve into the Corps, but they decided to sequel bait us at the end anyway. The problem with that is you have to make it interesting enough to deserve that sequel, and this movie just didn't do it. After a while, you just become bored with it, and it's a bad sign when you wonder how much time is left. And that shouldn't happen, not with a movie like this. This should have been great. They focused on the wrong aspects and sacrificed what the movie should have been about. And like I said before, Ryan Reynolds just doesn't fit the character. He's much better suited for Deadpool, or even Flash. They fit his persona better. And don't sit through the entire credits, even if they do look like a laser light show, because at the very end, all you're gonna get is a slap in the face from a still of other Green Lantern merchandise. Like they're trying to say to you, hey, we know you didn't enjoy this shit, so feel free to pick up some of this other Green Lantern merchandise to pacify yourself. All in all, it was a very disappointing movie. Better than Thor, but still very disappointing. But like I said before, fanboys are the hardest to please. If you like the character or the Green Lantern series in general, then check out the movie. At least it has some shiny effects to keep you interested from time to time, if you can get past the obviously fake mask and his soulless zombie eyes. So try and enjoy the movie, before Hal eats your brains. Oh, good, he's gone. Did you hear that guy say Ryan Reynolds should play me? He already screwed up Hal's movie. He's not going to screw up mine, too. Hal's movie sucked, and he knows it. It's time they put someone on the big screen that knows what they're doing. It's not going to be Jean, and it's not going to be Diana. They couldn't act their way out of a paper bag. It's time for The Flash. Do what you can to spread the word. I'm going to make a few phone calls on my own. Hopefully I can see you guys again soon, but until then, I gotta run.